All right, Matribox II Pro. Honestly, I didn't really want to like this. I don't know what that means. I'm a huge fan of Helix, HX Stomp, that whole Line 6 world. I'm used to it. I love it. And I've had the Matribox, the little one. Then I had the Matribox 2. It was fine, I thought. I didn't put much time into it, honestly. But this unit here has changed my mind. You can get some really good tones out of it. But there are some things that they got some catching up to do. And so I want to just quickly show you in this video some of the things I like, the tones I'm able to get, and then some of the areas that I think are in need of improvement based on how we're spoiled with some of the other modelers. So let's get right into it. The first thing is I've been able to make two different presets, one like an AC30 preset with my own IR, and then another classic Fender sound. Was able to put like 10 blocks in the chain, which is awesome. One limitation right up front, there is no dragging any of the blocks to make parallel paths. So know that. It's kind of like the Pod Go, except you can start from a clear, clean preset with nothing on it, which I like. So you're not like stuck with certain blocks. You can reorder them. Yeah, let me show you some things. So let me show you how you import IRs. First, you can go to a blank preset, like I said, and then you can see all your preset lists. There's some empty ones down at the bottom. I went to the very bottom. And I slid up an IR block and see you can delete it. You can also go over to your IRs. I had imported some and I'll show you how to do it real quick. You can import an IR that way. Yes, it'll override it. Then you go and find your IRs over here on the side. I wish I could just drag and drop them in. That would make it so helpful. So there's one piece of advice. Allow us to drag and drop in our IRs into the IR folder instead of having to go find them. I mean, you have to find them anyways, but if they're on your desktop or something, you know, it's just easy to drag and drop. So you find your IRs, you can highlight all of them, choose them, and then it asks you to select the placement of them. Now, this is more important than I thought because you can't replace them. Like you can't drag them around once they're in the preset folder. And if you hit select all, it will just select all of the first ones and overwrite the other ones that you had in there. So it's a little wonky, but not really. If you just do what it says, you just put them where you want them. See here, I was trying to drag and drop. You can't drag and drop anything in there. You have to slide up an IR block and then select import IR from there and then select your file. And then see, as you select all, it highlights the first bit for some reason. So you have to go down there and select the ones that have not been used yet. And you only get 20 slots for IRs. When you go to the website here, there are things to download. I downloaded everything I needed for the software. Obviously, we've seen the software. But the firmware, this RAR file, I have really struggled to find something that will open it. And I even downloaded, and I've done this before, this Commander 1 down here. And when I go to open it, it just says I can't. So anyways, if y'all know how to do that, let me know. And the reason I bring that up is because there's a little bug. So if you want to rename, you right click and say rename, but I can't type anything. Oh, it's working now. This was not working before. Okay, so HWL, Fender, B-Face. And then you can select a style down here. I don't know if it'll let me, I could just say worship, I guess. Boom. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now, can I say worship? Well, these are the one they didn't update it. It doesn't say worship there, but I guess you just go down and see. I got two worship presets right here. So I have a Fender and an AC30. Let you hear what they sound like. Okay, I wasn't hearing a noise before. I think this is just my setup. As soon as I start recording, I hear this high-pitched noise. So if that's coming through, I'm sorry, but here are my two amps. This is the HWL AC30. And the Fender. Let me start with the AC30 and I'll show you what I did. Here's the amp. You have to drag the amp up in there. There are my settings. I chose my own IR from my HWL KC30. These other KC30s sounded good from Alter Amp Work. There's a bunch of those you can try. But honestly, I liked my own as well. Let me teach you real quick how you set parameters on the device itself. You have 4 foot switches. I was like, copy, paste, where do I do that? You go to preset settings, and then you have 4 switches. And these 4 switches can be assigned to whatever you want. But there's only 4 switches. So I'll come back to that in a second. So I wanted a drive on control 1. I wanted my boost on control 2, my delay on control 3, and my reverb on control 4. This preset control has to do with being in preset mode. I haven't even tried that yet. So I'm just in stomp mode. They have expression 1A, expression 1B, and expression 2. I don't fully know what that is, but I think you can toggle between 1A and 1B. So it's almost like you have 3 expressions. But I put my volume, you can see it working in the background there, on 1A. I didn't mess with this, but there's 3 knobs up here as well that you can assign. And then here are the foot switches. So this is where you can get creative and determine what you want to control what. And so A can control control 1. So I'd rather this say foot switch 1, but it can manipulate control 1 or 2. You can switch them. 4, tap tempo, looper, drum, which I haven't even messed with the drum machine yet. Preset plus, tuner, expression 1A. Okay, boom. So if these are control 1 through 4, I thought, oh, well, I can control 4 things like I just showed you, but I want to control, I didn't do it in this preset, but I want to control a modulation. So this is where I was confused. We have this hold function down here, and I was like, oh, well, like in this preset over here, let me go back to this one. In the Fender preset, I deleted it because it ended up not working. But let's just say we want to drag a modulation up in here, and I want to control this with a foot switch. So I want to go to my settings, and I don't want 1 through 4. You can tap the control 1 through 4, or you can hold. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So if I hold, I want to control, since I've already used my 1 through 4, I want to control my modulation with the hold feature. So I went over here to foot switch, and let's just say I want to hold it with 1. Oh, wait, it doesn't work. All it's allowing me to do is control 1 through 4 again, or tap tempo. I can't like assign a hold feature to another pedal. Like, how am I supposed to control this? I want to control this. I don't know how yet. Preset settings, maybe with a knob, but I'm talking foot switches. I want to do a foot switch. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just press B and C. Well, no, again, that just allows me to either do control 1 or control 2. Well, that doesn't work. I could alternate things, like, with control 1, I could assign 2 things to control 1. Like, I've already assigned modulation to I've assigned my drive to control 1. I could also assign modulation. And if one of them was on, let's see, if this drive was on, then they would toggle between the 2, but that's not really what I want. So that's cool that you can do that, but I want to be able to turn on and off a 5th thing, and I can't do it. So there's that. Here are some of the sounds. Here's AC30. A, B, C, D are drive, boost, delay, reverb. So Fender. Reverb. figure out why this is ringing. Probably because I have the USB plugged in. My interface doesn't like that sometimes. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to show you is that I'm going to post these presets, and so you can grab them for free if you want. Just head over down to the link down below. But if you want to export a preset, you would just right click, hit export, and you can do that. If you want to import a preset, you cannot drag and drop yet. You have to right click, import. Let's just say desktop. These are the presets you'll get. There's both of them. There's an IR in each of them. And there's a preset in each of them. I would download the IR first because then it'll auto-populate. It said it won't. Presets you selected are third-party IRs and won't be imported in the preset, which is true. Upload the IR first and then import the preset, and then it auto-populates. Boom, down here where we were, 59A, import, and there it is. I tried it several times here. And then see the IR imported. So import the IR first, then do that. Bring Tux over. Okay, Tux, what do you think about this? Do you like this? Meow, meow. All right, so Jalen, what do you think about this? What does this look like? Do you like this pedal?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite part?
Oh, I really like this because
What does that do?
it's make a noise.
It makes a noise? Yeah? Does it sound good? Does this one look at the back? Did you know the back is yellow?
Yes. Wow. And it has like these buttons on it.
So I need you to tell them something. Okay, look at the camera. Don't look there. We'll look right here. Look camera. Look right there and say, if you want this, say, if you want the Matribox, if you want the Matribox, then click the link down below. If you want the presets, you can also click those links and subscribe. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
What? Say it louder. Say it louder.
No.
You know what to do. Subscribe.